Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Josh and I help businesses and brands grow using video content and marketing. So whether you run a brick and mortar or are growing your own personal brand, subscribe and click that bell to get content that will take your business to the next level. All the time I hear, I don't know what kind of content to make. It can be a challenge to get over that first hump of content creation. The good news is once you start, you will probably end up with more ideas than you can actually make. So here are 4 different starting points for video content ideas. The first video content idea is story time. People connect with people and people love stories. As we have grown our businesses, we have accumulated many wonderful stories that we take for granted. I believe that it is our duty to ourselves and others to share these stories. There are many different types of stories we can tell, but personally I recommend one of 3 different types of stories to start with. So, first, your creation or growth story. This story is about you and your growth as an individual or business. Specifically, start with stories about how you started or came to the position where you currently are. Tell stories about struggles or tough situations that you overcame. Lastly, talk about milestones or success stories that you have experienced. The second type of story to tell are customer stories. Customer stories are a great way to enable prospects to put themselves in your customer's shoes. Talk about the problems your customers experienced and how those problems made them feel. How was your product or service able to help them? Finally, talk about the solution and most importantly, how that experience made them feel. The third type of stories are funny stories. Everyone loves a good comedy. Share those funny moments with your audience. The second content idea are before and afters. There are so many different ways you can create content around before and afters. If you have a product or service, it's pretty easy to show a before and after, but I would challenge you to humanize those before and afters with emotions and feelings attached to each. Show emotions like frustration, anger, and helplessness, turning into relief, happiness, and gratitude. Create before and afters for behind the scene look at your business as well. Did you get a new facility or remodel a space, get a new vehicle or a piece of equipment, or hire a new employee? All of these are terrific opportunities to let your audience see behind the scenes, and you can celebrate those milestones as well. I myself recently moved from a home office into a small studio. While this space is being pieced together, I am documenting the progress to show a before and after. That leads us to the third content idea, processes. These are the ones that we take for granted. These are the very repetitive tasks that we do every day that we don't actually really think about. A lot of pieces of our processes are what sets us apart from our competition. Explaining these is a great way to build value in ourselves and our products. These can be very entertaining and educational to your audience. If you're making a product, your production processes are a perfect place to start. With a service business, take the audience along each step of your system. As a video production company, the different processes I could document would include pre-production, scripting, location scouting, planning, actual production, packing, setup, the actual shoot, post-production, handling footage, editing, delivery, and distribution. Each one of these little topics could be a piece of content. For example, how we pack for a video shoot. This could be educational and entertaining to my clients. The fourth content idea are tips and tricks. A lot of times we forget we are experts in what we do. We have amassed so much knowledge in our field and we have picked up or developed many tips and tricks along the way. And those would all be valuable to our audience. One of my favorite kinds of tips to share is how to prepare someone for your product or service. For me, providing someone tips about interviewing on camera, like what to wear, or tips on how to ease nerves are valuable to them and make my job more efficient at the same time. Tips on how to care for a product to extend the lifetime of a product will benefit your customer and yourself at the same time. So, I encourage you to break down this video and write down all of the ideas that you can come up with for each section: story time, before and after, processes, and tips and tricks. Get started, pick your favorite idea, and make that video. I would love to hear what you'll be making, so take a moment and leave that idea in the comments below. If you know someone who is struggling with content ideas, please share this and stay tuned for more video content like this.